gods which govern the world.
That's what they believe.
Yep.
You know, they believe that they look at those things and they put those things and see the phenomenon of those things and make it like if don't and start worshiping those things when there's the workmaster that's supposed to be praised, which is the Most High.
It's a video I want to pull up real quick. I want to show. Cause this dude
Natural Tahuti talking about men can breastfeed and shit.
Not that one. I pulled it on the last video. I'm trying to get to this video. Don't mind this whole thing right here. All that. We be running to. Well, if I'm gonna fucking kill this fucking nigga, man. I hate this nigga, man. You know, fucking hate this nigga.
He's a con artist, man. That's what he is.
He was alleged running scared.
Ask Hebrew Perry, but you know I can't believe. Question the man that's studying man's word in the highest form of energy. If you, anybody wise enough to highly revere the sun, anybody wise enough to bear witness to the sun is one of the highest form of energy. If you decide to worship that sun over man's word in that Bible, I would still question the man that's studying man's word in a manuscript as opposed to the sun that's obviously keeping us alive every day. That's one of the highest forms of energy without speculation that sustains all life.
But then the Lord say he caused the sun to come out?
Yeah. Kind of says cigarette. Well, you don't gotta get it if I'm not mistaken.
Knock me if I decide to worship that as opposed to the words of men. So either way, you're not making no sense, man. That's a low form of intelligence where hold on, it's a low form. It's a low form of it's a low form of intelligence to circumvent what the sun do for me, to embrace what man put in that damn. Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
Genesis, the first chapter, told you who created the sun. And the Apocrypha in the 6th chapter. We could get it for you. The 6th chapter, the 42nd verse. It talks about the sun doing service for man.
Yeah.
But who created the sun? The Most High created the sun. It's over here.
What chapter is it?
The 6th chapter.
Let's explain this though.
You know, because the Most High was the one that created the sun. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know what these. Them niggas is just demons, man. They just demons, man.
Niggas gotta die.
Yeah, that's what they are, man. I'm gonna see if I can find that scripture right now. I think it's Ecclesiastes, the 6th chapter. Matter of fact, it's Ezra's. Sorry, it's Ezra's, the 6th chapter. I'm gonna read it right now.
Okay.
6 and 45.
Okay.
It says, and upon the 4th day thou commanded the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gave them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. And what's one of the service that it does to men? Vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a disservice to the so-called white man because he has no pigmentation.
Yeah.
But that's why the Most High created the sun. So if you worshiping the sun, you highly esteeming the creation more than the creator.
And we gonna move on to this black woman. Go ahead. Let me explain something to you. If you're gonna look at the ancient Egyptians, you come from the womb to worship it. Hold on, brother. The ancient Egyptians, when they highly revered earth, water, go back over there, sun. When the ancient Egyptians revered these things, these are all things that we need to study more. Anything we revere is that which we must study. You understand what I'm saying? So we hold the sun in reference. If you want to get close to that which you revere, you study it more. So if I study the sun more, I realize, like for instance, in America, 90% of all people in America are vitamin D deficient. You know what? The Prince of God is the sustainer. You know what I'm saying? So if I drink of water, then I revere it, then I must study it, and then I'll find out alkaline water is more.
That's enough of this fucking faggot.
Yeah.
But you understand the point that we was trying to get to. We was getting to Wisdom of Solomon 13th chapter, when it made mention of how 13:1 Wisdom of Solomon, surely vain are old men by nature, who are ignorant of God and could not, out of the good things that are seen, know him that is. Know all things that created, they still know him that is.
Exactly.
Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster, but deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world, whose beauty, with whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them.
So that's the Most High, man. That's the Most High. You
But
see what
if
I'm saying?
but if they are astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by men how much mighty he is that made them.
That's right.
That's good right there.
That's good. Yeah.
So it was that before. Let me jump back real quick. Get back this picture that I had up. But we read this. I'm gonna read this a little bit. I'm not see how much I can read here. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna jump around. It says Hecate was a goddess of childbirth, creation, and grain germination. She was depicted as a frog or a woman with the head of a frog, betraying her connection with water. As a water goddess, she was also a goddess of fertility, but she was particularly associated with the later stages of labor. In this way, the title of servants of Hecate may have been a title applied to her priestess who were trained as midwives. The ancient Egyptians saw thousands of frogs appear all along the Nile at certain times of the year, and the Egyptian hieroglyphs of the tadpole stood for 100,000. This appearance in the amphibian came to symbolize fruitfulness, abundance, and the coming of life. The frog hieroglyph was also used in the phrase "Wabem," pardon me, "Wabem Unk," repeating life, in retaliation to the rebirth of the deceased into the afterlife. She was thought to be the wife of Khnum, the god who created men on his potter's wheel, and she gave the newly created being the breath of life, which you already cut that before the child was placed to grow in the mother's womb. She was also regarded as the wife of Horus, the elder, in the myth of Osiris. She was represented at the funeral as a frog, symbolic of life and fertility after death. And they was worshiping these different things of heaven and these animals too, man.
Yep.
Why do you think when they was worshiping Happy, they threw amulets and they threw different things into the Nile River to appease Happy? Why do you think that they wore frog amulets? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, you fucking faggot.
Same time, same thing today. What they wear? They wear Caesar Borgia around
Yeah.
their neck.
And in the story of the triplets who would be pharaohs, she was goddess of the magically hastens the birth in an unspecified manner. Let me jump down a little bit. Yeah, speed up a little bit. Jump down right here. It says amulets of Hecate were worn by women to protect them while they gave birth. These amulets were usually of her as a frog during the Middle Kingdom ritual. Ivory knives and clappers, a type of percussional musical instrument, bore her name or image as protection for the inside the home. She was also sometimes shown on the ivory magic wands, which were also linked to the childbirth-related deities Bes and Taweret, and probably used to ward off evil. On such items, she was often called the defender of the home. That's good there. And what we're gonna do is read some. You can go back to the book of Exodus 8th chapter. So now you know that they had a frog goddess. It was 8 and
3 I'm up to.
yeah.
It says, I'm gonna just read it over real quick. This is Exodus 8 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs, and all the rivers shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into the house and into the bedchambers.
Into that bedchamber, go ahead.
And upon thy bed.
Notice she was the goddess of fertility and childbirth. So that's what the Most High said. I'm going. You the goddess. She's supposed to be the goddess of fertility and childbirth. Well, when you make your child in your bed, I'm gonna put these frogs on your damn bed.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy ovens, and into thy kneading troughs.
Yeah, so they probably had ovens on. It was hot, and frogs probably getting cooked.
Yeah, and because they used to have these so-called oven or kneading troughs, like it said, in the ground. It says that right there.
I'm gonna read it. It says what same webpage against all the gods of Egypt. Second plague. We're gonna try to wrap this up. The presence of the frogs would not have been unusual, for the receding Nile left ponds that would have been a natural breeding ground for them. However, this plague was going to cause the river to bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into your house, into your bedchamber, and on your bed, into the house of your servants, and on your people, into your ovens, and into your kneading bowl. We just read that. In various parts of the east, instead of what we call ovens, they dig a hole in the ground, in which they insert a kind of earthen pot which having sufficiently heated, they stick their